Hi boys and girls, this is Ms. Cossette, and in this video I'll be showing you how to use your Sensory Poem Project website. When you first enter the Sensory Poem Project website, you'll see that on the side of your screen you have several different pages that you can go to with different activities. So the first page is the home page, and this is your introduction to your project. So you'll see that I have a welcome video that I would love for you to watch, as well as project expectations for you to follow while you complete your sensory poem. If you click on the different pages, it's going to take you somewhere new. This second page is project resources. So this is the page that you're going to click on where you found this video, and you can find other videos that are going to help you as you complete this project. So if you ever find yourself getting confused, make sure you check back at the project resources to see if there's anything. If you still don't find it, then you can always send me an email. The next page is the objectives page. When you click on this page, it's going to show you the objectives for this project. The objectives are sort of like the mini goals for each activity that you complete. And you'll see that each activity has a different objective. And if you scroll down, you'll see where these objectives come from. So they come from the Common Core State Standards and the International Society for Technology and Education Standards. If you click on the timeline page, there's a timeline that you can check and follow to make sure that you're on track as you complete the activities. For the timeline, you'll see that there's a due date in blue. You'll have the activity that you'll complete, as well as the amount of time that you should be spending on this activity. The amount of time may vary, but make sure that you're checking in to see if you're spending too much time or not enough time on each activity. The next page is the project rubric. For the project rubric, you can click on the rubric so that you can print a copy for yourself. This is the page that I'll be using to grade your final sensory poem. If you click on this rubric, a little box will show up in the corner of your screen that says Sensory Poem Rubric. If you click on this, you'll be able to open it in a Word document so you can print it for yourself. The next page is activity number 1, and this is where the lessons will start. The first activity is an introduction, and this is where you're going to learn a little bit more about the sensory project, but also where you have an opportunity to introduce yourself to your classmates by doing a fun activity. Make sure you're using the comment section when you complete this activity. If you're not sure how to leave a comment, make sure you check the resource section of the website. Activity 2 is where you'll be able to see some examples of sensory poems. So before you actually write one, you need to understand what a sensory poem is. So you'll have a few links that you can click on, and if you click on them, a new page will open up on your computer. Make sure you scroll down so that you can see the different examples. And then there's some videos for you to watch that are on the website, so you don't need to click anywhere else. You just click the play button to see the video. And then after you've watched both the videos, you're going to complete an activity where you'll be recording a response and answering some questions for me to show that you understand what a sensory poem is and what the expectations are. The third activity is your sensory poem group work. For this activity, you're going to collaborate with a partner to brainstorm sensory details. If you and your partner have difficulty brainstorming topic ideas, then you can use this web of topics to help you with this activity. Once you get to this part of the project, make sure you check your student email account for an email from me. In your email, you'll find that you have a group number. Your group number is going to be which group you're in. So once you find out your group number, you're going to go ahead and click on your group number so you can see your sensory organizer that you'll be completing with your partner. The fourth activity is your sensory poem topic selection. So for this activity, you're going to be choosing your topic for your sensory poem. First, you'll watch a quick little video that explains a little bit more about the 4 seasons to give you some background knowledge. And then you'll select your season, and this is really fun. You're going to get a chance to tell the class the topic, which season you'll be using for your poem, by using a program called Padlet. And so what you're going to do is you can either click on the website link, or you can actually use it right on the website. And you're going to enter in the password, which is listed right above, and the password is poem. You're going to type that in, and when you type in the word poem, you'll be able to use the plus sign to add the season that you'd like to choose, as well as a reason why you chose that season. The fifth activity is your topic research. So even though you already know a lot about the 4 seasons, this is your chance to use some resources so that you can have even more ideas for your poem. You're going to use the same sensory organizer that you took notes on with your partner for your final project. Once you've decided on the season that you'll be researching, you'll need to click the picture that's underneath the season, and this will take you to a bunch of resources that you can use. So for winter, if I click on winter, there are 2 different videos that I can watch, and there's 2 articles for me to read. So if I click on this, it'll take me directly to the video. Activity 6 is where it really starts to get fun. This is where you get to create your sensory poem. This is where you really get to be creative. You're going to use your sensory organizer and make sure that you include a title for your poem, details for each of the 5 senses, and you're going to make sure that you include adjectives. There's a few different options that you can choose for your final project to make your sensory poem. You can write your sensory poem in Google Docs or Microsoft Word. If you don't like typing on the computer, you can write or draw and then take a picture of your poem and upload it below. You can post a recording of your poem below, or you can click on this website and make a book with your poem. It's called Story Jumper. And when you log on, there's a video that tells you how to make a Story Jumper book. Here's an example of my sensory poem all about the beach. So make sure you get a chance to read this before you turn in your sensory poem. I'm really looking forward to reading your sensory poems, and you can turn them in here at the bottom of the page. You can either add a file by clicking the File Upload, or you can record your poem here. If you're having trouble with the file upload or the comments and recording, then you can always send me an email with your poem, and then I'll be sure to send those out to everyone for your final feedback. But don't forget to check the rubric before you turn it in, and there's a link to the rubric right here. Finally, once you've turned in all your sensory poems, you'll participate in some peer feedback. For this activity, you are going to get a chance to read one other person's sensory poem. You can either check back at Activity 6, or you can check your email where I can send out examples of other people's sensory poems. When you give feedback, make sure you give 1 compliment and 1 area of improvement for their poem. You can either type this feedback or you can record the feedback below. And the last page is the conclusion. Congratulations! When you get to this page, you are officially a poet. This means that you've completed all 7 activities and you have the skills to write sensory poems. I hope that you continue to write poetry and you continue to see the world with your 5 senses. And that's it.